Hey everybody, welcome to the second day of Google's Education on Air. Glad you could join us. And today I am going to introduce myself and then tell you who you really came here to listen to. My name is Mike McCann. I am an instructional technology coach in the Wentzville School District just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. And we are here with Greg Lawrence, and he is my coworker, a fellow instructional technology coach. And he is going to talk to you about how to really get kids creating with Chrome. And he has some really great ideas, and he's going to have a couple special guests with him. I will be monitoring the different areas where you can ask questions. If you're watching on the Education on Air website, or if you're using Google+, I will have all those pulled up, and as I see questions get voted up, I will take care of those and pose some of those to Greg. But without further ado, I would like to turn it over to him and really see what kids can do using Google Chrome.
Cool, thanks Mike. So yeah, we're here. We're going to talk about how we can get kids creating with Chrome, and as Mike said, I do have a couple of guests here, so I'm going to have them come in, introduce themselves real quick, and then they'll actually come in a couple minutes and actually demonstrate some of these tools. So my first guest is, this is my son, and can you tell them your name?
My name is Carson.
And what grade are you in, buddy?
First.
First grade. All right, and you're going to tell us about PicMonkey in a little bit, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll see you in just a couple moments. And our next guest is Kaylee. And here is Kaylee. And Kaylee, can you tell everybody what grade you're in? Look right at that camera there.
I am in first grade.
That's right. And you're going to show us a couple of websites also.
Uh-huh.
That's right. All right. Well, we'll see you in a couple moments. All right. So I'm going to switch my screen here for just a moment. And so Education on Air, this is helping students become creators with Google Chrome. So they're going to be talking about websites that can get our students creating. So as Mike said, my name is Greg Lawrence. I'm a Google certified teacher, education trainer, and I'm also one of the co-leaders for the GEG Eastern Missouri. So there's all my contact information. On the Education on Air website, you'll be able to find links to this presentation, but also if you go to digitalsidekick.org, you'll be able to find a link to this presentation where you can access all those resources. And of course, feel free to email me, reach out on Google+ or Twitter if you have any questions. So as we jump in here, I want to take just a moment. As I said, Carson and Kayla are going to be joining in, sharing some of their creation tools that they use for creating different resources and publications in the classroom. So I do want to take just a moment and tell you 3 stories. And the first story is one of the things we like to do in our house. So on Saturdays, we tend to treat Saturdays as kind of a fun, innovative night. And what I'm referring to is this picture right here. What we're doing is this is kind of how we cook on Saturday nights. We have the iPad out, we have our iPhones out, trying new recipes. And one of my latest creations is this ice cream right here, and I know you're pretty impressed with the quality of this photo right here, but what this creation is my grilled pineapple with a brown sugar glaze with some French vanilla ice cream and caramel on top. Now, I wanted to tell you this story because really what I'm wanting to bring up is that I'm a creator, and this is one of my creations. Here's the second story. This is Carson. This is kind of an average daily photo that happens in our house, and Carson is sitting on the Mac, and what you don't really get to see in this photo is this. Carson is actually on YouTube watching videos on Minecraft. Now, like I said, because you don't get to see the whole thing, he actually has his iPod with him too, and he's actually watching videos on YouTube and creating on Minecraft. So he is here designing his own levels, watching kind of what's going on with whatever other people have created. See, on the second story, what I want to bring up is Carson is a creator. And the last story I want to bring up, this is Kaylee. This was taken just a couple months ago at Christmas time, so I guess about 6 months ago. And Kaylee got a new iPod Touch for Christmas. Now, she was very, very excited, and like any other 7-year-old, and I would say really kind of any child, one of her favorite things to do is take the iPod and use the camera to record videos. Now, the videos are of everything. They're of the dog, they're of her friends, they're of her and her friends creating, dancing to songs, singing songs, creating movies. But the thing is, Kaylee is a creator. She is a creator in her own way. Now, as a proud moment and a dad, especially in instructional technology coaches, position, one of my proudest moments of my daughter is when she came to me and her first question was, "Dad, how do I get my videos on YouTube?" And I was, like I said, I was pretty impressed. I was pretty happy as a dad being an instructional technology coach. But see, the thing is, she sees the value of her creations, and she wanted to get those out to the world so everyone can see them. So she wanted to know, how does she get her video out online so people can see and access the things that she created. So those are 3 stories I want to share about how we are constantly creating in our lives. So what does this mean? So creation means when students are creating, when people are creating, they own the learning. And what I love that statement, because when our students are creating, they own it, they claim it, it's theirs, because they are saying, hey, this is the things that I've learned, and I'm going to create it and share it, and they've owned that learning. The other piece with creation that I really love is audience. It's not just the teacher anymore. When your students are creating, they have a much more wider audience. And as you can see with Kaylee's example there, her audience was the world. She wanted to publish her videos to the world. And that's the second piece, is really kind of getting our students to create from an audience and create for an audience. So 3 things that we're going to talk about today is getting our students to create as graphic designers, getting our students to create as mobile producers, or music producers, and the last part is getting our students to create as movie editors. Now, we're specifically talking about Chrome, and what I really love about that is with Chrome, you're really kind of relying on the internet. And with that all, you have logging in with Google, and with Chrome, that means you can, no matter where you're at, you actually have access to create. So on here, you have the ability to, on a website, to log in, and anywhere you see a login with Google, what I love about that is what it's saying is that you can skip the sign up and automatically log in with your Google account. Now, I know many of you have Google accounts, whether they're through your school or a personal account. What I love about that is it kind of stops the whole, you have to create a new account, but you really have the ability to go in, log in with that Google button, and it just automatically logs you in. It's also a great thing. In our district, we have K through 12. All of our students have Google accounts. So students at that younger level, as long as they know their Google Apps account, they can log into these sites, which makes it really, really, really nice. Now, the other piece that I want to bring up, and we're specifically talking about primary grades, so kindergarten, first, second, and obviously this can be used with any level. But what I love about it is the fact that our students, and we see in Common Core and different state standards that there's this technology piece, and we really want teachers to explore with them. It's not that we're necessarily setting them free and learning on the internet by themselves, but we're really exploring with them. So some of these examples that we're going to talk about in a moment is really designed for you as a teacher to explore with your students and create together. And once again, it's giving your students an authentic audience. It's giving them an audience that's much wider than your classroom. And it's also giving your students the power to own their learning as we take it to the next level. So with that, I'm going to pop my presentation back up on here. So we're really going to break it up into 3 sections. So the first one is become a graphic designer. Now, there's a whole bunch of options on here. We're not going to go through every single one, but we are going to take a look at a couple of them. So the first one, becoming a graphic designer, there's a website called PicMonkey, Google Drawings, Storybird, Pixton, and Canva. And they're all tools that allow our students to create from a more graphic side. Now, I did take a note on here that it says anywhere there's a little Google pin, that means there's that Google login button. And that's one of those things to take notice of, is that with Storybird or Google Drawing or Pixton, you have the ability to log in with Google, which means you don't have to create a new account. The other piece is anywhere there is an asterisk there, so for example, next to PicMonkey, that one is going to allow your students to not actually have to log in. They're going to be able to just access the website. And that's another great thing, especially working with younger learners. You don't want to worry about the logins and the passwords, and you can just have your students log in. So I'm going to bring in Carson, and he is going to do us present a quick demonstration on how PicMonkey works. Now, Carson, as he makes it here to the center, he is actually going to demonstrate how to use PicMonkey. Now, specifically, he's been learning about different animal families. What are a couple of the different animal families that you've been learning about?
Reptiles.
Reptiles. What are some other ones?
Amphibians.
Amphibians. What are you?
Mammals.
Mammals. That's right. So Carson's actually going to make a collage. He's going to create a collage for us using PicMonkey, and he's going to create a collage on which animal family are you going to create it on?
Reptiles.
Reptiles. All right. So I'm going to pop the computer screen back up on there for you, everyone to see. And Carson, can you walk us through what the process is to create a collage?
On the top, there's something that says collage, and you hit that, and then you hit reptile 1, and hit shift, and click 2 and 3.
That's right. So you selected all your photos, and then what's the next thing that you do?
You hit open.
Open. Excellent. And it does its magic, doesn't it? And there's all your photos. So what's the next step, buddy?
You bring the pictures over to the squares, and if they're kind of off the page, you click it and bring it over.
All right. You can keep showing us your other photos. Good job. All right. Now, what animals did you bring over? These are reptiles. What are the different animals?
Alligator.
Yeah.
Lizard and snake.
Very good. All right. Now, I want you to show us how you can put a picture or some text on there so you can tell everybody in the world what your animal family is. So what's our next step?
You hit edit.
Edit.
And then open in editor.
That's exactly right. Cool.
And then on this side, you hit add text. And then you hit this. And then you type whatever you got on there.
Okay, so what's your animal family?
Reptiles.
Reptiles. Excellent. All right. Reptiles, according to a first grader right there. That's excellent. All right. Now, what if you want to change your colors or the font, the way it looks? What do you do?
You have to highlight it, then you go on the right side, then you have to pick a light color to see.
That's right, yeah, because you couldn't see if it was too dark, right? All right, and then what if we want to change our font so it's a different font?
You go over here on the left side and then pick one of yours.
What do we have to do with our text? Oh, highlight, that's right. Oh, try to highlight it again, you didn't get it. There you go. All right.
You hit one of the buttons on the left side.
Excellent. Hey, remember we talked about yesterday some of those fonts have little crowns next to them. What do those mean?
That means you have to buy them.
So do we skip those right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we skip those because we have to buy them. We don't have the paid account right now. Okay, now what's the last thing we want to do? We want to be able to move that down to the bottom, don't we? So we click off and then?
You click it and bring it down. And if you want it bigger, and if it's kind of on your picture, you bring it over. And if it does this, then you bring it over.
Oh, there you go. Excellent.
And if you want to make it bigger, you click this part right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you...
Oh, close. Go down on your text. There you go.
And then you hit...
There you go. Excellent. Cool. All right. Now, because of time, what's our last step that we have to do?
You hit save.
Hit save. And then that's it, isn't it? All right. And now you just got to be your own creator of your reptile poster. And then we can send this to mom and dad or Mimi and Pawpaw or all of our aunts and uncles. We can have the world see that picture, can't we? All right. Way to go, buddy. All right. So thanks, Carson, for sharing those. So yeah, those are a great resource, obviously, with those to have your students create. And as you can see, Carson's in first grade. Very, very simple. He was able to do that on himself. But just think as a kindergarten teacher, kind of that pre-K grade levels, that you could actually do this with your students. You could have them pull out shapes or have them create a poster on a letter. So maybe they're discussing and learning about the letter R, and they can find different pictures, you know, rattlesnake and reptiles and rainbow, and they could create their own collage on that. The next one we're going to take a look at is having our students become a movie producer. Now, a lot of these sites, music producer, not movie producer, we're not there yet, but as a music producer, this really is a great time to get your students to record audio and create their own music. So there's a couple sites, Clipit, Vocaroo. Both of those don't require you to have a login, which is fantastic. And then the last two is UJam and Twisted Wave. In both of those, UJam, you can log in with your Google account, so that's a great feature. Or Twisted Wave, you can log in with Google, or you actually don't even need a login. You can just click a button to record. When you log in with Google with Twisted Wave, the nice part with that is that you can actually record for a lot longer. By default, if you don't create an account, it's 30 seconds. But with Twisted Wave, when you log in, you end up getting 20 minutes with your Google account. So a lot of great features on there. So I'm actually going to have Kaylee come in, and Kaylee is going to demonstrate how Clipit works. And she has actually written a couple of short stories for us. And she actually had a story she had to write about. Oops, trying to switch my camera there. There we go. She had to write about. She was given 6 different playgrounds, and she had to pick her favorite playground. And Kaylee decided that her favorite playground was what?
Playground C.
Say Playground C. So she had to write a story and kind of an essay about her favorite playground, which was Playground C. So I'm going to switch my computer screen back so you can take a look, and Kaylee's going to walk you through how you can use Clipit in the class. So Kaylee, can you go ahead and show us how you use Clipit? So what's the first thing you have to do?
So you hit start recording. So when you hit start recording, it's going to start recording you.
So are you allowed to talk after you hit recording, or you have to start recording?
You're not allowed to talk when you hit start recording.
That's right. All right. So you wrote a little story about why you chose Playground C. Can you go ahead and hit start recording?
I think that Playground C is the best because it is so big, and I think a whole school can fit on it. Playground C is a pirate ship, and I love pirate ships. It also has a lot of slides on it for a lot of kids. I like Playground C because it has a lot of slides, and I think it has monkey bars too. It looks like it's in a nice place. It looks like it has rocks you can climb on. I like to climb on rocks.
All right. Ooh, I forgot to talk. All right, what are you supposed to do now?
You hit the, then you hit, so if you want to listen to it, well, when you're done, you hit the square, and then,
what if you mess up? What do you do?
Well, you hit the listen if you want to listen, and if you think you messed up, you can hit retry.
All right, but if we're all the way done, what do we do?
You hit share.
Perfect. So go ahead and let's hit share clip.
We'll hit share your clip.
And then it saves it, doesn't it? So it takes just a couple of seconds, doesn't it, when it tries to save it? Yeah, so it's saving it right now. And then it takes a couple of minutes depending on how long. And Kaylee's story is a little longer, so it's going to take just a couple more seconds. And then when we're finished, when it brings up that page, what do we get to do on that page? Do you get to give it a name?
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly right. So as we're finishing up here, Kaylee's going to give this a name in just a moment, and then we get to send that to everybody, don't we? Because you created it online, and now you can give it to mom and dad, and Mimi and Papa, and Mama and Papa, and aunts and uncles, all that. That's right. So how do you change your title on there?
You can, where it says My Clip, you can click by the P and then delete it.
That's right.
And then you can, so if you want to change the name,
you just give it a name there.
You
so
give it a name.
Your name was Playground C, is that what we wanted to call it? Yeah. And then what do we do at the very end?
You hit save.
That's right.
The green button.
Excellent. And now we get to send that to everybody so they can listen to your amazing story about why you like Playground C. Great job. Cool. Kaylee will come back in just a couple of moments, and she's gonna demonstrate another website. But Clipit's one of those fantastic websites because as soon as you hit save and share my clip, the URL at the top box up there, clipit.it/w5c1b1gd, that is actually the link. So as a teacher, you can easily send that home. So your students can write little stories, and what a great way to share those stories with parents and family and friends. And mom and dad like to have that. And when they have those links, they can easily, put it on Facebook and put it on Twitter so that people can access those videos there.
Greg, there aren't a lot of questions yet, but I can tell you your kids are getting a lot of love out here in the comments section. So pass that along to them. They're doing a great job so far.
Great. Thank you, Mike. I will be sure to pass that on. All right. So we're on our last one, and that is becoming a movie editor. Now, there are a lot of websites out here that allow students to create movies. And so 4 of them that we're going to take a look at or discuss are Narrable.com, Magisto, and I've heard it pronounced Magisto. I'm not too sure the exact name of that, but that's one. Another one is Stuflix and WeVideo. What I love about all 4 of those, is that you get to log in with your Google account. So once again, as a teacher, if you have a Google Apps account or if you have a Gmail account, you can easily access those websites with that login. And once again, kind of exploring together as learners, as a teacher with these younger grade levels, you could actually do this together. So the one site that we're going to take a look at is called Narrable.com. And Narrable is a pretty new site that kind of went through a refresh just a couple of months ago. And with Narrable, it allows you to take photos and audio and merge them together to create a story. And it's a really great website. Now, as a teacher, you can create a login for free. But for students, if you'd like your students to create accounts, there is a cost to it, but it is very minimal. It is basically not going to McDonald's for a month, and you can get your one time for the month, and you can get your entire class onto Narrable for free through that account. So it's very, very minimal, and the guys do a fantastic job with it. So Kaylee's going to come back in, and she's going to demonstrate Narrable. So I'm going to go ahead and hit login. Because of the Google login, I was already logged in, so it didn't require too much from me. So Kaylee, we're on our Narrable page, and how do we create a brand new Narrable?
You hit edit.
Oh, let's go create a new one. So
We'll hit the
plus. Excellent. So it creates a new one, and then what do we click there?
Hit my new Narrable.
That's exactly right.
And then you hit
So our next step is to get our photos in there. So how do we get? Oh, we got to change our title. You were correct. I'm sorry.
Well,
and what's this one about? Pizza. Kaylee wrote a story on pizza, what her favorite pizza place is. Now, we're from St. Louis, and we have a kind of a hometown pizza chain called Emo's. Now, Emo's, kind of St. Louis style, is thin crust, and we use a special cheese called Provel. And so Kaylee picked her favorite pizza places, so she's talking about 2 pizza places, and we'll find out what her favorite pizza place is in a moment. All right, so you changed your title up in the top left. Now, how do we add new pictures to our Narrable project?
This white space, right? You hit the plus sign.
That's right.
And then you hit browser for file.
Excellent.
Then if you hit
Kaylee,
you
click on here.
hit Kaylee 1, and then if you want to get both of them, you hit shift.
That's right.
And then hit Kaylee 2.
Yeah, so hold down shift. And then there you go. Excellent.
Then I got 2.
You got both of them. Great.
Then I hit open.
Open. So there's your pictures right there. Excellent.
Then I hit upload all.
Upload all. And this takes just a couple of seconds, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to take your photos and it's going to put them into it. Oh, there's the first one and the second one. There it is. There's your second one.
So they're out of order, so I'll click and drag.
That's right. They were out of order, so all she had to do was click and drag her photo to the correct space. And then now you wrote a story about what your favorite place is.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we record? And let me hide this little button so you don't click on it there. There we go. So how do you record your audio on here?
You'll hit the red microphone.
That's right.
Then when you hit the red circle, it would start recording, so you have to be ready.
That's right. You have to be ready.
But when you're doing it for the first time, you just have to click a button and then.
All right. So you're going to go ahead and do that for us?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there's the button you were talking about. So which one do we click?
Allow.
Allow.
I think that Little Caesars is the best because it is hot and ready. The cheese is not melted.
All right. So you're going to switch. So you're done. Now, since you switch, you hit stop because your video was done there. What button do we need to click on here to save it?
You'll hit the folder.
Yeah, that's remember that was the floppy disk. That silly word.
Floppy
Yeah, we don't
disk.
even know what a floppy disk is anymore, do we?
Then I'll hit my emos.
That's right. So emos, and then what steps do we take again to record for emos?
We'll do the same steps that we did when we did Little Caesars.
All right. So let's finish up our story here.
Okay.
So you're hitting record, and now you're going to hit the red circle.
Yes. Emos is melted. Emos pizza tastes like a chip. Gross. Emos pizza's cheese is melted. This is why you should go to Little Caesars. So I hit the floppy disk.
Oh, click it one more time. There you go.
And then I want to
If we want to watch the whole thing, what are we going to do?
you'll hit this.
Triangle up in the top right.
Yeah.
Click on that, and then which button do we click so we can listen to our story?
This.
That's right.
I think that Little Caesars is the best because it's hot and ready. The cheese is not melted.
All right. Oh,
Emos is melted. Emos pizza tastes like a chip. Gross. Emos pizza's cheese is melted. This is why you should go to Little Caesars.
all right. Way to go. And then since we're on this page already, all we have to do is copy this link at the very top, and we can send that to Mimi and Papa, Mama and Papa, and Aunt Ashley, and Aunt Stephanie, and Aunt Stacy, all of our family, so they get to watch your amazing story on what is your favorite pizza, which we know is not Emo's because it tastes like a chip. Gross. All right. Thank you, Kaylee.
Greg, have a question that just came through. It said, can you upload directly to YouTube?
From Narrable, you cannot. Narrable is its own website, so it's not uploading directly to it. It's just taking the URL from the top, and as you can see, it's narrable.com/e/presenter/ and then there's a specific URL there. But that's what is actually used to send the video to parents on there. So it doesn't work specifically like YouTube, but it you still get a link that you can share. Great question. Well, cool. Well, that is it for our time for our session on becoming a content creator with Google Chrome, and really specifically, how can we use this with our primary grade students? And obviously, all these tools can be used with any grade level. I know we use Narrable at our high schools, and we've used Clipit in our foreign language classes at our high school level. So all these tools can be used at a lot of places. So there's definitely that option and the ability to get your students to create, and it's all through a web browser. It's all through using Google Chrome, which makes it amazing because it doesn't matter whether or not they have a specific program installed on their computer. As long as they have the web, they have the world at their fingertips. So thank you guys so much. I want to thank Mike also for being our moderator and being able to answer any questions that have come up.
And speaking of, Greg, I actually have two questions just popped up, but they were related. One was, do any of these work on tablets? And then another person asked a question right away, are there apps for any of these that you've shown?
Yeah, so the majority of them actually do have apps for multiple for Android and iOS. So, for example, Magisto is an app on Android and iOS. Stuflix, actually, I'm saying this, I don't think it is yet. WeVideo has them on iOS, Android. The music producing one, Twisted Wave, is available on all those devices. I don't know if Android is on that one, but I do know on iOS there's an app for that. And then on the graphic design, Canva is another app that works on those apps. So really kind of the idea, I mean, there's a fantastic questions to be able to answer those and access them from whether you're using a web browser to using an actual tablet, or even a mobile device that they can access those resources. Cool. Well, that is our time. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll be glad to get back. If there are any other questions on there that we missed, we'll be sure to go back and answer those after our hangout here. And once again, Mike, thank you so much for taking time out of your Saturday to help moderate this session. And I hope everyone else enjoys the rest of their day of learning with Google with their education on air.
Thanks, Greg. That was great.
Thank you.